Hello and welcome to the afternoon edition of PC3 News, brought to you by Blythe's Athletics. I'm Max Goodeman.
And I'm Mary Sabrin, and we're excited and thrilled to bring you today's top stories from around the world.
Tropical Storm Lee is a new, fast-approaching hurricane that has been spotted in the Atlantic Ocean and is currently already headed towards Category 4 or 5. Future conditions are now in question as it moves westward. Forecasters predict it will approach the Leeward Islands in the Caribbean. It's for sure that Hurricane Lee will strengthen and could possibly become the strongest hurricane this season.
New York Attorney General Letitia James on Tuesday asked a judge to impose legal sanctions against Donald Trump and the other defendants in her $250 million civil lawsuit against the former president and his company. James last year brought the $250 million lawsuit against Trump, his children, and his company that accused him of grossly inflating the former president's net worth by billions of dollars and cheating leaders and others with false and misleading financial statements. In her new court filing, James argues that Trump and the others deserve sanctions because they've made the same legal arguments the judge has repeatedly denied. Since October 2022, the defendants have made the same arguments against the suit 5 several times. The filing says 3 of those arguments have already been rejected by the courts, while 2 were filled in the past month and haven't been ruled on yet. According to the filing on October 26, the court rejected the defendant's motion and that the DA didn't have standing or capacity to bring out the claims. The filing said on January 6, 2023, the court rejected the same arguments for a second time in the defendant's motion to dismiss the case, according to the filing. Then on June 27th, the court rejected the same arguments in the defendant's appeal. The filing said the defendants then made the same arguments in filing for a summary judgment on August 4th, and in their opposition to AG's partial motion for a summary judgment filed on September 1st. The filing said neither of those motions have been ruled on yet.
Moving into sports news today, we will be talking about some players that could be having a fantasy football season breakout. The first one up on the list is going to be wide receiver Christian Watson of the Green Bay Packers. He is coming off a great second half of last season. He produced 8 touchdowns in just 4 game span, while he did show some great flashes of potential. He could be having a huge year with new quarterback Jordan Love and Christian Watson going into his second year with great chances of breakout year. Second up on the list is going to be running back Khalil Herbert. While the backfield opened up in Chicago with the departure of David Montgomery, Khalil has so much potential to be a top 10 running back in fantasy this year. When David Montgomery got injured towards the beginning of the season last, Khalil Herbert came in and succeeded very well, rushing over 100 yards in back-to-back years. Those were some of the breakouts that could happen in fantasy football this year.
In international news, the British government has been accused of cutting corners as it published a list of 145 schools in England that are potentially at risk of collapse from crumbling concrete. The list from the Department for Education, which oversees schools in England, shows that 19 schools have had to delay the start of their new academic year because of its concrete crisis, and that students at 24 others will receive some remote learning, with 4 having switched to fully remote learning at the weekend. Other educational establishments could be added to the list over the coming days or weeks. Keir Starmer, leader of the opposition Labour Party, likened the current Conservative government to cowboy builders, a widely used British term to denote reckless and unreliable builders.
Moving on to weather, today's forecast calls for skies to go from mostly cloudy to mostly sunny this afternoon, and the air may briefly become cloud-free later on. The temperature will rise to 85 degrees during this cloud-free window before scattered showers and thunderstorms return the evening and persist through the following day. Tomorrow's temperatures will drop into the mid-60s as a result. Winds will also strengthen up to 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Friday's weather will be much the same.
And in entertainment news, in October of 2022, Elon Musk bought out Twitter for some unknown reason. Since then, he has made many company changes, the most recent and popular being the change of the previous name Twitter to X. This new change has caused very much confusion and outrage, stripping the app of its recognizable features into something completely new. In a recent interview, Musk says the name change is to represent the imperfections that make us unique. Many people are confused as to why he felt the need to express this. The correlation between the name and the meaning seems unreasonable, but he does not have any intention to change it back.
With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in today's PC3 News at PC3 Media. Stay tuned for the next one tomorrow, a Friday show coming out later this week, and our daily radio shows over at PC3 Radio. Signing off from PC3, I'm Max Goodeman.
And I'm Mary Sabrin. Have a good day, Valparaiso.